Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. Tonight, we're zeroing in on a seismic offseason move that could reshape not just the Lakers roster, but the entire Western Conference landscape. After a disappointing first-round exit against the size and speed of the Timberwolves, Los Angeles made a bombshell decision. They've inked a deal for a new starting center, one of the league's premier rim protectors and lob threats. But which big man did Rob Pelinka target, and how will he fit alongside LeBron James and Luka Doncic? Stay tuned, because this is the signing that could define the Lakers' title chase. Let's set the scene. All season long, the Lakers boasted lethal firepower in the backcourt, Luka's gravity-defying passes, LeBron's unerring court vision. But down low, they simply couldn't match the physicality of Minnesota's Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. Anthony Davis, the franchise's last great rim protector, was in Dallas by February, and the Lakers' interior defense sputtered when it mattered most. Late-game post-defense collapsed, dunk attempts went uncontested, offensive rebounds piled up, and loose balls slipped through clumsy hands. The playoffs exposed a void at pivot, a big man who could patrol the paint, challenge shots, and finish lobs without hesitation. Enter Clint Capella. Yes, that's right. In a move that dropped jaws across the NBA, the Lakers have agreed to terms, with the 30-year-old Atlanta Hawks veteran, acquiring him in a sign-and-trade that sends Jared Vanderbilt, Maxi Kleber, and a 2031 second-round pick to the Hawks. Capella, a former All-NBA defensive team member and perennial top-5 rim protector, was in the midst of a career resurgence, proving that even at 30 he can still fly above the rim. But the more intriguing question, why Capella instead of other rumored options like Jaren Jackson Jr. or Nick Claxton? Well, let's dive into the details. First off, Capella brings a proven track record of lob finishing. Think back to his Houston Rockets days alongside James Harden. He was their go-to alley-oop target, a rolling body in the lane whose instinctive timing split defenses apart. In Atlanta, he may have seen his minutes dip, but his efficiency remained elite. 68% field goal percentage last season, over 6 rebounds per game, and near league lead in contested shot blocks. Could this skill set be exactly what the Lakers need to complement the floor-spacing abilities of Luka and the mid-range mastery of LeBron? Picture Joel Embiid-style elevation on dump-offs, trailing cuts off double teams, and instant vertical intimidation on every possession. Now, let's consider the fit. In Quinn Snyder's system in Atlanta, Capella learned to defend in switches, protect the rim out on the perimeter, and anchor pick-and-roll coverages in both drop and ice schemes. Under Darvin Ham in LA, defenses will emphasize switching versatility, floor balance, and two-man closeouts, areas where Capella has proven chops at the highest level. With LeBron's court vision and Luka's gravity, you free Capella to roam the paint, contest any shot within 5 feet, and then sprint 3 steps to recover on corner shooters. Could this two-way mobility erase the Lakers' past weaknesses and make Los Angeles a top 3 defense once again? But let's not forget the alternatives. Jaren Jackson Jr. of Memphis offers younger legs, three-point range, and Defensive Player of the Year upside, but his health remains a question. Nick Claxton of Brooklyn brings freakish length, elite athleticism, and lob prowess, but lacks consistent mid-range scoring. Capella, by contrast, is the safe bet, durable, coachable, and with championship experience. Is it possible that Pelinka chose Capella precisely because he checked every pragmatic box, age balance, contract flexibility, positional fit, while still delivering star-level impact? There are cap considerations, too. Capella's new contract reportedly comes in at the mid-level exception, 4 years, $84 million, allowing LA to preserve future flexibility and avoid luxury tax hell. By moving Vanderbilt and Kleber, the Lakers cleared enough space to absorb Capella without mortgaging their long-term core. Could this savvy financial engineering be Pelinka's most underrated move? Getting maximum impact at center without mortgaging the team's ability to re-sign. Lonnie Walker, Rui Hachimura, or pursue further upgrades. Fans are already buzzing about the new look. Imagine LeBron orchestrating double teams from the perimeter, kicking to an open shooter or hitting Capella streaking for a high-arcing lob, then watching Capella swat away an opposing guard driving. Baseline, 2 possessions later. The narrative practically writes itself. Los Angeles solves its ancient paint problem, reinvents its identity as a defensive juggernaut, and finally has the finishing piece to chase another banner. But of course, expectations should be tempered. Capella must adapt to a new system, build chemistry with Luka, and endure the media spotlight that only LA provides. So here's where we turn it over to you. With Capella now in the fold, how would you rank the Lakers' new starting centers this offseason? Was Capella the perfect fit, or would Jackson Jr.'s perimeter defense and three-point touch have been more valuable? Could Claxton's athleticism have elevated the pick and roll even further? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's hear your breakdown, your grades, and your bold predictions for how this blockbuster signing shifts the balance of power in the West. Imagine the Lakers rolling out their red carpet for an unrestricted free agent who can both protect the rim and rain threes from the corner, John Collins. At 6'9" and ticking in at around 230 pounds, Collins possesses the rare blend of length, athleticism, and shooting touch that modern NBA bigs need. Los Angeles, desperate for a new defensive foundation and a lob threat to complement the gravity of LeBron and the pull of Luka, reportedly executed a sign-and-trade to bring Collins aboard on a 4-year deal worth roughly $80 million. The move sent a clear message. The Lakers believe they can re-establish front-court dominance without sacrificing floor spacing. From the opening day, Collins' presence in purple and gold was undeniable. In the very first preseason scrimmage, cameras caught him rocking the rim on back-to-back alley-oops, his 7'1" wingspan tiptoeing just beyond the cylinder. But it wasn't just highlight reel slams, his defensive rotations, the way he hedged pick-and-rolls with a burst previously, unseen in LA bigs, signaled a seismic shift in identity. "This guy alters the geometry of coverages," one assistant coach marveled, eyes still wide from the film room. Collins at center gave the Lakers a deterrent that opponents had sorely missed since Anthony Davis's departure. Offensively, Collins wasted no time ingratiating himself into the playbook. In a mid-October matchup against Phoenix, he drilled 5 corner triples on 6 attempts, his quick release forcing Suns defenders to stay honest on the catch. That one-dimensional lob threat label was shattered the moment Collins dribbled in 2, a high-post fadeaway jumper in the same sequence. He finished that game with 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks, a stat line that made even the most devoted Laker skeptic lean forward and declare, "This could be something special." The marriage of Collins and Doncic on the pick-and-roll transformed Los Angeles' half-court attack. Luka would drive baseline, drawing 2 defenders like a magnet, then whip the skip pass to Collins spotting up in the opposite corner. Or, in more traditional action, a crisp handoff from LeBron would turn Collins into a rim-running freight train, gliding past fatigued defenders for reverse jams. Could you ask for a more complementary interior partner for a maestro like Luka? The early reports out of training camp suggest that Collins' chemistry with both superstars is off the charts. Defensively, Collins' ability to switch onto guards, once a rare sight, became a nightly occurrence. In a key November game against Denver, he seamlessly took on Nikola Jokic in pick-and-rolls, recovering to contest threes when Jokic rolled. His rim protection numbers skyrocketed, from a career average of 1.1 blocks to 1.8 blocks per game in just 5 outings with the Lakers. Teammates buzzed that Collins' mere presence in the lane caused opposing centers to think twice about lunging for offensive rebounds, effectively shrinking the restricted area. Of course, every blockbuster acquisition carries risks. Can Collins stay healthy through a grueling 82-game schedule? Will his inconsistent rebounding, a mild concern in Atlanta, stabilize when guarded by schemes tailored to his strengths? Yet, if this early footprint holds true, John Collins could very well be the missing link that fires the Lakers back into title contention. Lakers fans, you witnessed the spectacle in training camp. Now it's time to weigh in. Is Big John the perfect pivot solution, or will the questions linger? Drop your verdicts in the comments below. I can't wait to read your opinions on which of these three big men you'd have preferred, and why Capella's arrival might just be the franchise-altering move the Lakers needed. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another explosive update. Thanks for watching, and let's get ready to see Capella soar in purple and gold. Imagine the Los Angeles Lakers stacking another defensive stalwart next to the recently acquired John Collins, and consider the unique intrigue around Jakob Poeltl, an under-the-radar center who blends paint protection, passing vision, and efficient scoring. Poeltl, standing at a towering 7'1" with a wingspan that blankets the rim, has quietly blossomed into one of Toronto's most indispensable building blocks. In the 2024-25 campaign, he averaged a career-high 14.5 points per game on an absurdly efficient 62.7% field goal clip, along with 9.0 rebounds, 1.2 steals, and 1.2 blocks per night. But beyond the raw stats, it's his feel for the game, his ability to catch a defensive rebound, survey the floor, and thread a pinpoint skip pass to a cutting wing that sets him apart in the modern NBA's positionless switch-everything era. Now, picture Poeltl donning purple and gold, playing alongside LeBron James and Luka Doncic. His own scoring burden would lighten, no longer forced to operate as a primary option in Toronto's system, but rather leveraging easy finishes, off-penetration and lobs created by two of the league's most lethal playmakers. Could Poeltl's efficiency even approach the 70% threshold if fed consistently in the high pick-and-roll? His career true shooting percentage over 65% suggests it's far from unfathomable. Every extra drop-off dime he dishes would only amplify the Lakers' already potent perimeter attack. Defensively, Poeltl's mere presence in drop coverage would transform Lakers' schemes. Teams like the Timberwolves abused LA in last year's playoffs by crashing the glass and exploiting the absence of a reliable rim protector. Poeltl, an adept help defender, averaged nearly 2 blocks per game last year, and his physicality in the paint commands constant attention. Teammates would dare opponents to challenge him in the post, and wings would rotate more aggressively, knowing Poeltl can recover and contest shots. Could his orientation toward team defense, never chasing blocks despite his athleticism, be the consistent backbone the Lakers have lacked since Anthony Davis's departure? Of course, acquiring Poeltl would require creative maneuvering. The Raptors are unlikely sellers of their all-star calibrator, but whispers suggest they covet future draft capital and wing depth. A sign-and-trade package could include a role player like Russell Westbrook's expiring contract, a protected first-round pick swap, and perhaps even a young underutilized forward, say Cam Reddish, who could benefit from a fresh start in Toronto. In doing so, Los Angeles would clear the mid-level exception room to match Poeltl's reasonable 4-year, $80 million market value. Less than a max, but significant enough to demand assets in return. Yet, beyond the chessboard of cap sheets lies the human element. Poeltl, a humble Austrian with a reputation for relentless film study and a team-first mentality, could thrive in LA's storied environment. Imagine him in pre-game shoot-arounds, exchanging lobs with LeBron, then huddled beside Luka's sideline, diagramming coverage adjustments. His professionalism would ripple through the locker room, setting a standard for the younger bigs like Jackson Hayes and Austin Reeves. Could his presence even accelerate the development of those talents, teaching them advanced techniques in post-defense and passing reads? As the Lakers inch toward reshaping their front court, the calculus becomes clear. Collins brings athletic, rim running, and spacing. Poeltl delivers high IQ defense and playmaking, Together, they formed the ideal complementary duo. Splitting starts or sharing minutes in a 5-4-1 rotation, they could keep energy fresh and bodies healthy through a punishing 82-game slog and deep playoff push. Could this Twin Tower combination be the long-sought solution to unexpected late-season meltdowns? But make no mistake, landing Poltol is no slam dunk. It would require Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka to leverage maximum creativity, balancing veteran contracts, draft currency, and luxury tax considerations. He'd need to convince Toronto's front office that taking on role players and deferred cap hits is worth the certainty of a proven defensive anchor. And he'd have to outmaneuver other suitors. Teams like Minnesota and Dallas are reportedly in pursuit of Poltol's skill set. Yet, if anyone can pull off a blockbuster on short notice, it's the franchise that carried the ultimate "we want the dunk" mindset for decades. So, as we weigh the three tantalizing pivot options, Jaren Jackson Jr., Nick Claxton, and Jacob Poltol, one question looms largest. Which path truly bridges the Lakers' chasm between elite offense and elite defense? Is massive athleticism and rim-rattling alley-oops with Jackson, a two-way lockdown presence with Claxton, or the high IQ efficiency and passing brilliance of Poltol the key? Each scenario carries risk and reward, but what do you think about all of this? Which pivot should the Lakers bet their championship aspirations on? Drop your verdicts in the comments below. I can't wait to read your takes.